Welcome back to On This Day, where we bring you interesting facts and events that happen on each day in history. Today we're going to take a look at things that happen on April 4th, which is the 94th day of the year. You got 271 days left. It is the 14th Tuesday in the 14th week and the 16th day of spring. You got 78 days till summer. Today is Tell a Lie Day. Tell a Lie Day is on April 4th, and it gives us permission to tell a lie within reason. It comes only a few days after April Fool's Day, and it makes for a perfect companion holiday for those still in the trickster spirit. I made a short about this, but did you know Ireland has an official trick they play on April Fool's Day? You hand someone a note that doesn't know what's going on, and you tell them to take it to a specific person, but don't read the note. So they take it to that person, then that person sends them to someone else. Finally, when they get around to opening up the note, it says, "Send the fool further." All right, let's see what else April 4th has given us. 1949, NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, was created. NATO is an intergovernmental military alliance between North American and European countries, founded on the principle of collective defense against potential security threats. NATO has played a significant role in maintaining peace and security in Europe and North America for over 70 years. 1960, the first weather satellite is launched. It was called, I believe it's TRIOS, T-I-R-O-S-1, was launched into space. TRIOS 1, which stands for Television Infrared Observation Satellite, was designed to provide real-time images of weather patterns and systems from space. This was a significant milestone in meteorology and paved the way for the development of modern weather forecasting. 1968, civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. is assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. King was a prominent figure in the American civil rights movement and is best known for his nonviolent approach to achieving racial equality. The assassination of Martin Luther King had profound impact on the civil rights movement, and his legacy continues to inspire people around the world to this day. Now, some may complain that this isn't the deep dive, but it was the deep dive last year. Or the year before, one of them. 1975, Microsoft was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. Microsoft is one of the world's largest and most influential software companies, known for its Windows operating system, Microsoft Office Suite, and many other software products. The Microsoft Corporation was founded in Albuquerque, New Mexico in 1975 by Bill Gates and Paul Allen, like I'd said. The two had been friends since they were teenagers and shared a passion for computers. Now, these were not the computers we know and love today. I don't know how anyone was really interested in them. I mean, knowing what we know about computers now, I think it would have been fascinating to get involved back then, but yeah, I just don't have the vision for what they could have been. I mean, I've seen what they were back then, and I was like, how do you figure out how to get from point A to where we are today, you know? It's weird. Amazingly weird at that. The two initially set out to create a basic interpreter for an Altair computer. This was a popular computer kit at the time. The first software they created was called Altair Basic, and it was pretty much a hit. Everyone liked it, and this got them a couple contracts, which helped them form their company, and they moved out to Seattle and started Microsoft as a real business. In the early days, they were strictly software for this new personal computer market that was just blowing up at the time. One of their biggest early successes was the creation of IBM's PC operating system, which propelled Microsoft to become a dominant player in the PC industry. In the early days, the company was driven, and their success was driven by Gates and Allen's vision for their ability to spot opportunities in the market. This was also something that kind of set Steve Jobs apart from everyone else. He was extremely good at that. The two were also skilled programmers and were able to create high-quality software quickly and efficiently. Additionally, they had some business talent too, because they were able to negotiate deals that gave Microsoft significant advantages over their competitors. It wasn't always rainbows and sunshine though. They had some serious competition from IBM and DEC, which is Digital Equipment Corporation, as well as Apple. They also had some lawsuits they had to deal with that had to do with anti-competitive behavior and patent infringement. The anti-competitive thing was a little messy. They did all these tricky things to make you use Internet Explorer instead of Google and any other type of search engine, and they had to change their ways. They made it really hard to basically load another browser onto your computer that you paid for. Even to this day, I'm on a brand new computer right now, and I got like 6 different warnings when I was trying to load Google onto it, saying Bing is much better. You should try Bing before you put on another browser. And then I'd click no, I'm fine. There's no need for another browser, and it just went on and on. Even to this day, if I happen to look something up that takes me to Microsoft Edge, they try and get me to make that my default browser almost every single time. Despite these challenges, Microsoft continued to grow and expand throughout the 1980s and 90s. They became one of the most successful companies in the world, and Bill Gates became one of the richest people in history. Overall, the early days of Microsoft were marked by innovation, entrepreneurship, and relentless drive to succeed. Gates and Allen were able to build a company that would change the world and leave a lasting impact on the technology industry. Movies released on April 4th, 1997, Chasing Amy. This is the 3rd film from the guys at View Askew, which is Kevin Smith, saying he did Clerks and a few other things, Dogma, but this was the 3rd movie. It was pretty good. It had Matt Damon, Jason Lee, Ben Affleck, Ethan Suplee, and Joey Lauren Adams. She's like 55 now, but she has the cutest little voice. It's this high-pitched voice, and I loved her when she used to act. I don't think she does anything anymore. But this was a pretty good movie. It was a little more, I wouldn't say high budget. I'd say better acting in this compared to his Clerks movies. If you remember back in the old days when they used to do movies like Porky's and Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Risky Business, it was one of those type movies, so you gotta have a certain sense of humor for it. But it was pretty good. Kevin Smith, like most of his movies, wrote, directed, and starred in the film. The movie was shot in New Jersey. His first movie, Clerks, the original one, he maxed out a credit card, borrowed equipment, and all the actors pretty much worked for free. And now he's a Hollywood director. Born on April 4th, 1979, Heath Ledger. The late Heath Ledger. He was great. Known for his role as the Joker in The Dark Knight, his death was voted the top 10 entertainment stories of 2008. His meteoric rise was also attributed to his acting in 10 Things I Hate About You. He was also great in The Patriot, A Knight's Tale, and Brokeback Mountain, one of his most controversial roles, I would say. Before fame, as a young man, he was obsessed and very passionate about chess. He won the Western Australia's Junior Chess Championship at age 10. He suffered from insomnia after filming The Dark Knight and died from an overdose of prescription medication like hydrocodone, oxycodone, a bunch of other sleeping pills. It's tragic. He was romantically involved with actress Michelle Williams from 2004 to 2007. The couple had a daughter named Matilda Rose Ledger in 2005. Died on April 4th, Roger Ebert, legendary Chicago Sun-Times movie critic who worked with Gene Siskel and won the Pulitzer Prize for criticism. In 2005, he became the first critic to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. After Gene Siskel passed away, he continued to host the show with a number of different co-hosts. I read an interesting article and I thought I'd bring it up. His worst calls he had on movies, like he said they were horrible, but they ended up being great. 2004's The Village, he gave it 1 star. Ended up being a really good movie. Tommy Boy, 1995 with David Spade and Chris Farley, he gave it 1 star. It's now like a cult classic. Hocus Pocus, 1993 with Bette Midler. He gave it 1 star. It's a classic. Spice World, yeah, he gave it a half a star. It was huge just because of the Spice Girls were huge at the time. I think that ranking was right. I just think they got caught up in the Spice Girl fever. The movie did, at least. There was a movie called The Brown Bunny in 2003. He gave it 0 stars. I've never seen this movie. I heard it's really good. What he said about this movie was classic. He said, I had a colonoscopy once. They let me watch it on TV. It was more entertaining than The Brown Bunny. He trashed all the Friday the 13th movies, giving Friday the 13th Part 2 a half star. I don't like scary movies, not my cup of tea, but if this is your thing, that's a classic. He gave Pink Flamingos in 1972 0 stars, which again is a cult classic. Armageddon with Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck, Steve Buscemi, Owen Wilson. Great movie. He gave it 1 star and said the movie is an assault on the eyes, ears, and brain, common sense, and the human desire to be entertained. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, he gave it 1 star, said the whole movie is a failure of taste, tone, and nerve, the waste of a good cast on erratic, offensive material that hasn't been thought through or maybe even thought about. Now here's his biggest failure. The Usual Suspects, 1995. Great movie. He gave it 1.5 stars. The movie was a little confusing. I get it. You had to follow along kind of close. It's better the second or third time you watch it. But he said, once again, my comprehension began to slip, and finally I wrote down, to the degree that I do not understand, I don't care. Roger Ebert had some serious medical conditions, including thyroid cancer. On April 4th, 2013, Ebert died at the age of 70 at a hospital in Chicago, shortly before he was to return home to enter hospice care. President Barack Obama at the time said, for a generation of Americans, and especially Chicagoans, Roger was the movies. Alright, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Now go out, have a great day, and be nice to each other.